Tsar Bomba left a huge impact on the battlefield, but Sungwoo managed to stay safe as his boss minions took most of the impact from the bomb. Sungwoo is thinking that Tsar must be out of his mind since he even blew up his own summons. Tsar says that you must be a little mistaken, these beasts and the players that stuck with him because they wanted to live. He solely relies on himself, plus he is different from Sungwoo who relies on skeletons and such undeads, while he achieves things by fighting on his own. Sungwoo hints Jisoo-yun to take Mireu and go back, and at the same time he asks Tsar if he wants to fight. Sungwoo further mocks Tsar by saying, unlike your outward appearance, you are a cunning one. Even now Tsar made him let his guard down using his summons, and he tried to clean this place up with a single blow. Tsar dashes towards Sungwoo, while saying that Sungwoo is too self-conscious, and he is not an opponent worthy of his attention. The minions try to confront him head-on, but he jumps up into the air. He yells at Sungwoo while saying you are just a slightly difficult prey, and he activates another ability. Tsar sends two huge piercing winds in the shape of bear paws. The air waves easily shred the lower rank minions into pieces. Sungwoo gets blown back a bit since the intensity of these waves was quite high. Taking advantage of this moment, Tsar gets inside the minion encirclement of Sungwoo, and Sungwoo orders his minions to take him down. Tsar easily shreds the first wave of minions using his bear wave formation. This minion wave turned out to be a distraction as Sungwoo prepared his demonic bombardment skill. The demonic bombardment was successful as it managed to hit Tsar. The impact left a huge smoke screen contributing to the intensity of the situation, but Tsar came out unscathed as he wrapped himself in a turtle formation in time. Sungwoo is amazed after watching it, and he now knows well that the defensive power of Tsar is on another level, and he can't get rid of him using ordinary methods. Tsar tries to belittle Sungwoo by asking him, when are you going to stop taking small bites? Aren't you supposed to be a great player who made enemies of both angel and devil factions? He says that Sungwoo got stronger by eating up his prey, so why don't he go ahead and plunge his teeth right through his neck? Sungwoo ends his cockiness by shooting a bolt toward him, but Tsar manages to dodge it in time. It turns out that Sungwoo pulled out his dwarven crossbow. This pisses off Tsar to the limit and he gets fired up saying that you are an annoying prey and I should have wiped you out in the first blow. A caution notification pops up informing everyone that demonic beasts are being summoned in the area. Titania orders everyone to get back and find somewhere safe to hide since Tsar is using the power of the Pilgrim of Hell to summon the demon beast. Huge demonic beasts pop out of a newly formed hell warp behind him. These demonic beasts are no joke and they seem to have high aggressive stats. Sungwoo now knows well why Tsar is called Druid the Devil. All human players in the area get hit by a debuff. Their body is intimidated by an unknown energy. Two energies are clashing and they are influenced by more powerful waves. All of their stats have decreased by 5. Tsar asks Sungwoo if he is going to stay still and watch as he orders his hellhounds to attack. The hellhounds easily manage to overwhelm the boss minions. One hellhound tries to take a bite out of Sungwoo as Tsar tells him that he is the one being surrounded now. Sungwoo quickly jumps up into the air. He gets a hold off the wyvern as he tries to put up some distance between him and the Tsar, but Tsar is not letting him go scot-free. The hellhounds quick smash the wyvern before he can take off far away. Sungwoo summons a flying bird monster as he is thinking that he found the weakness of Tsar, but he needs a strong attack that will work on him. Sungwoo has his recently added ultimate bone weapon skill, which he can utilize to its maximum potential. Bone weapon production consumes 5 to 100 mana, and it produces weapons by using the bones of corpses. The weapons that can be produced as of now are as follow. First, ordinary weapons, second, advanced skill equipment, third, siege weapon, and fourth, and the newly added weapon modeling. Tsar asks Sungwoo about how much longer is he going to keep running away, and if this is all he got. Sungwoo quickly lets go off the bird as he uses his bone weapon production skill. Sungwoo now knows well that Tsar can only pull out one kind of a formation at a time, so Sungwoo shoots a huge bone fist toward Tsar. The fist lands on Tsar with a huge impact. Sungwoo has an idea that Tsar is not going to drop dead just from this, so he keeps on shooting more bone fists. Tsar is using his high defensive stance to stop the fists, and he seems to be stirred up with these attacks. After some time, Sungwoo stops the production of fists as he focuses on making bone ballistas. The ballistas put a lot of pressure on the Tsar, but he is not changing his stance or getting pushed back. Sungwoo orders Victor to send out the zombies, since Tsar is not opening up his formation. The zombies make their way to Tsar. He is annoyed by their rotten smell, but he is confident that they cannot break through his defense. Sungwoo orders Victor to release the summoning. The undead stop moving and the whole area starts brimming with the sounds of corpse explosions. Victor, along with his priests of death, exploded all of the zombies they previously collected. Sungwoo made these huge amount of explosions in order to deplete the oxygen in the space around Tsar, and now he needs to wait and find out if Tsar can survive without breathing. Victor is curious to know if it is over, while Han-ho is hoping that this Tsar bastard must not have a resurrection item. Ji-soo-yoon informs everyone that Tsar is still alive despite those huge explosions. Once the smoke subsides, 3 hellhounds can be seen, and Tsar says that if the hunter fails the hunt, they become the hunted instead. He never expected himself to fall into such a situation. He tells Sungwoo that now it has gotten a little bit interesting. Sungwoo is thinking that this 3-headed Cerberus must be his real divine power. At the same time, Cerberus prepares a lethal fireball. Sungwoo can feel it in his bones that this is going to be dangerous, so he resummons the flying monster bird to get away. The 3 fireballs of Cerberus were so huge and intense that they easily melted away all skyscrapers in their way. Sungwoo made it quite far above, so he avoided this attack. He has no idea what those attacks are, but if he allows even one hit, then it will be an instant death. Sungwoo lands on the ground as he is thinking of finding another opening again and landing a huge blow. But before the fight can continue, a huge pillar of lightning appears near them. Sungwoo has an idea about the identity of its user. The lightning pillar blasts off the surface on impact. Someone comes out of the pillar. This person turns out to be Kang-seok, and he says that he came here sensing the energy of hell, but it was just a pilgrim. He knows that Tsar picked a 4-star card called Pilgrim of Hell. He further says that you were the disgusting smell from the north that he would get from time to time. Tsar asks him about what kind of bastard is he, and Kang-seok asks him that you got support from the angel faction, and you are using the power of hell dimension, and if this information is correct. Tsar says that he has no idea about what Kang-seok is talking about, but Kang-seok refutes his claim by telling him not to try playing dumb. Cerberus is proof of this claim since it is not even a regular divine awakening power. Tsar asks him about how he knew about it, and Kang-seok puts his hand on his shoulder. He then says, "How would I not know about this, since I am the one who will become the owner of Hell, the Demon King?" Even Sungwoo is wondering if Kang-seok is really the Demon King. Before this, he was getting hung up on quests related to the Hell dimension, and maybe all of that was for this reason. He might even acquire authority that allows him to control monsters from the Hell dimension. Tsar recognizes Kang-seok as the #1 ranker of Korean server who ruined a Japanese island. He already knew that Kang-seok was a great person the moment he saw him through the broadcast, but seeing him in person, it exceeds his imagination. Zeon mocks Tsar by saying that instead of trying to keep your reputation, why don't you just run away? This pisses off Tsar and he gets ready to attack Kang-seok as he thinks that he is great, but he should not have approached him unguarded like this. But before he can completely conjure his skill, he gets interrupted, as he gets struck by a huge bolt of lightning which sends him flying away. Kang-seok warns him to not even try these puny tricks on him since he is faster than the speed at which he breathes. But this warning was not enough for Tsar as he rushes toward Kang-seok, once again telling Kang-seok not to look down upon him since he is the best player in Siberia. In his mind, Tsar is thinking that he just needs to land a single powerful blow on this mage, but first he will block his magic using his turtle formation. Kang-seok uses his lightning rod to strike a huge wave of paralyzing lightning upon Tsar. The lightning pierced through the turtle formation of Tsar, making him paralyzed, and Kang-seok goes up to him saying that you are just an idiot, and it's just your luck that you made it this far. Kang-seok starts roasting the Tsar to the crisp as he tells him that today, his luck will end. This is finally the place where his game ends. Tsar pulls out a weird glowing item as he says that it is not over yet, and Kang-seok recognizes that item as the Angel Wing Fragment. Tsar uses the Angel Wing Fragment to quickly teleport toward another angel statue. Zeon is pissed to see that Tsar made it out, and Kang-seok makes an excuse saying that he did not think Tsar would move while being electrocuted. He further says that Tsar was as tough as he looked, and Zeon angrily strikes him by telling him to stop making excuses and he should have ended that Tsar quickly. Kang-seok keeps his cool by saying that Tsar was not even going to be an obstacle to his plans anyway, but Zeon says, "You are just making up excuses after losing him." With that being said, Kang-seok looks back towards Sungwoo. He greets Sungwoo by saying that it's been a while, and he did not expect to meet him like this. After spotting Mireo, Kang-seok congratulates Sungwoo by saying that first a world tree and now a dragon, you are really blessed when it comes to an item, while all I got is one noisy brat. Sungwoo asks him about how did he get here. Kang-seok replies by saying that he had no idea Sungwoo was here, he just came here because of a quest, and that's when he sensed Hell's power. Sungwoo asks him about the Demon King stuff and Kang-seok says that it's just a childish name. He tells Sungwoo that you can just think of it as a hidden awakening, and Sungwoo asks him if that is why he is after Hellgates, so he can become the thing called Demon King after completing the quests. Kang-seok says that yeah, it's a really long quest and he is starting to get sick of it, he just wants to throw it away at this point. Sungwoo is thinking that Demon King must not be a bad thing since even his job Necromancer is described as an evil being. His intentions are the real important thing here, so he asks Kang-seok about what's so good about becoming the Demon King. The Hell Dimension monsters keep invading Earth, and would he be able to stop them if he becomes a Demon King? Zeon and Kang-seok ask Sungwoo that you must have met that giant one-eyed thing called the World Eater. If they relax and do nothing, this Earth will be eaten by it, and even if they get lucky and stop it, they could still end up being dominated by the angels or devils. Their ways are different, but they are all still invaders. Sungwoo says that you are right and we should grow an autonomous power that does not rely on any side. Kang-seok says that you are doing well in that aspect. This is a world where the last one standing wins, and what he is doing is also one of those paths. Sungwoo becomes happy as he is being complimented as an ally by Kang-seok, but all of a sudden Zeon informs Kang-seok about something in the southeast. It turns out that another Hellgate opened somewhere in the southeast, which is related to his quest. Kang-seok prepares his teleportation circle as he says that it would be nice if they could talk about this later when they both have time, but they will get their chance if they stay alive. Before leaving, he wishes Sungwoo best of luck, and he requests him not to die until then. While Kang-seok leaves, Manhwa informs Sungwoo that she will go look for the prosecutor. A few hours have passed and the chaos has cooled down. The Liberation Guild took the remaining Russians as prisoners. Manhwa informs Sungwoo that all the Siberian hunters have surrendered. Even the curse that froze the Crusader team has been lifted. Sungwoo says that it's a relief, and Manhwa says that the prosecutor has something he wants to say. Prosecutor makes his way to the room, but he is not looking well, and he says that even though you just saved us, but I have to bring you bad news once again. He broke an angel statue yesterday, and Sungwoo is thinking, why would a person belonging to the angel faction break an angel statue? It turns out that Prosecutor received a curse after destroying the angel statue, and now after 11 hours, the angel will descend upon the Yeongdongpo station. The absolute race is coming down to judge the entirety of Seoul. Sungwoo says that angels are an opponent that he would had to fight someday. Sungwoo smirks as he asks the prosecutor if the angels have bones. Sungwoo is thinking that the angels coming here means that it must be possible to go where the angel race lives and fight them off there. Hanho and Mireo are almost frozen to death, and Hanho says that they should first do something about this cold, and Jisoo-yoon agrees with them, saying that the temperature is constantly dropping. Min Hyum-seong thoroughly interrogates the Russian prisoners. After interrogating the Russian captives, they found out that the thing they planted in Namsan is something called frozen seed. It's a strategic weapon which completely freezes the whole area by quickly bringing down the surrounding temperature. Sungwoo asks them if the temperature is going to return to normal once that's removed, and Manhwa says that it is correct, but there is nothing they can do about it unless they have full immunity against the cold. Sungwoo says that they don't have complete immunity to the cold, but there is another way. Maybe they can endure the cold thanks to Salamander's aura. Sungwoo tells them to get the helicopter, and they will quickly get it done before the angels descend. The blizzard is becoming intense near the cold seed. After some time they make it near the tower, but they cannot approach further in the helicopter, and they inform Sungwoo that he needs to get off right here, and the wide area surveillance team on the ground will explain the situation to him. With that being said, Sungwoo jumps down along with Righty. Sungwoo uses his abyss aura to cushion his fall. Surveillance team informs Sungwoo that according to the temperature they measured, the target is expected to be embedded right under the tower. The temperature in that depth is estimated to be minus 259 degrees, close to the absolute zero. An ordinary person's lungs will freeze by just breathing in that air. Sungwoo tells them that they have done enough and they should get back. One player asks the other if he thinks that the Necromancer can pull it off, and the other player replies by saying that he better do it, or else they will have to pack their stuff and leave Seoul. Sungwoo summons the Salamander's aura along with his troll minions to block off the cold winds. He even summons the specters to inspect his path going forward. He can't even see what's in front of him because of this white-out phenomenon. If he had not borrowed the specter's vision, he would not even have been able to find his way. After some time, he finally makes it to the center of this mess. A notification pops up telling him that Frozen Seed is active. It will bring Ice Age to the Seoul area within 22 hours and 44 minutes. If they want to deactivate it, they first need to detach it from the tower. There is a huge tower right in front of him, and Ice Age will descend upon them if it is not deactivated. Even with Salamander's aura, approaching any further is too much. Sungwoo orders his troll skeletons and ghosts to pull it out. An aura is released from the frozen seed engulfing the trolls. A notification pops up informing Sungwoo that a powerful magical energy is stopping him from approaching the spiritual being. Sungwoo is thinking that the frozen seed is not an ordinary item as it froze the troll minions. Sungwoo moves forward, releasing more fire aura in order to withstand the cold. His only hope is withstanding it with the advanced fire spirit stone.